Welcome. You've got dads.
And so now with Brian and Damien out of the way, that one was really nice. That one was really nice. Do I save Robert for another time? I kind of want to know how Robert's goes. I honestly do. We got time? I'll make time. Robert, buddy, first date was terrible because I couldn't trust myself to get wild with you. Second date was awesome because you got soft with me. And so let's put our hearts and this faint smell of leather on the line. Okay. Let's do this. Let's try and talk to Robert. Again, I don't know if not sleeping with him changed anything or not. I guess I'll find out. I haven't spoken to Robert since the night we drove out to his thinking spot. He seemed unusually somber then, like more so than the usual amount of somber he is, which is already a lot. But I've been thinking about him, and I hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Guess who's getting their drink on tonight? I take a look at my dad book messages. There's a flurry of them. Guess. It's you. Also me, but mostly you. Let's see here. Right now? I type back to Robert. Oh no! No! Is this good or bad? Okay. Oh man, sorry. Frig. Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Amanda pops her head into the hallway. Music that I do not recognize is blaring from her room. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend, because I have friends. I am happy for you, Dad, because people enjoy my company, Amanda. Dad, I am so happy for your continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Oh, sad shit. Ooh. No. Amanda, language. What would Grandma think? I think this is the first time they've actually tried to be like, it's like, Amanda, language. Sad stuff, sweetie. Holy stuff. Lay off me, Pops. Oh, fine. Amanda goes back to her room and turns up her volume to her sad stuff. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against a brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get a little closer, I realize that he looks cleaner, I guess? Like, he actually combed his hair. And his clothes are not as wrinkled as usual. Hey. Did you take a shower, like, just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside, and I follow him. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. To you. Thank you for, being nice, and here is to your continued existence. Yeah. We clink whiskeys, and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming it down. What's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that abandoned old house in the woods. Well, it's definitely not fun if it's abandoned. Mary pops over from the back of the booth, wine in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call? Sorry, I figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. Oh, I am. He's right here. I look around to see the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly.
Come on.
You're replacing me with new kid? Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved as she eyes Robert's clean-pressed clothes up and down. What, you got a court date coming up? He looks handsome. I think he cleans up nicely. Ah, damn it. Pump the brakes, kid. Ah, I'm too sweet. I'm too sweet. I blush. Seriously, though, what's up with you? Robert stares down his drink suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctors say it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. I just didn't want to be alone. Come on. Charlie, don't be an asshole. You know the one thing that Robert doesn't joke about is his Pappy. Oh. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta go help him straighten out his affairs. Oh, Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights. I look at his life and I look at mine, and I know history is just gonna repeat itself. I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco. They watch the sunset every night. They probably screw like donkeys. I will help Happy as much as I can. Aren't rabbits the ones that screw around a lot? Sorry, didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot. Oh, please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets out of the booth. Me and Charlie are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? Mary casts one last glance at the sad sap that she's been hunting down the rest of her wine and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. We exit the bar and find the typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and bad posture. He carries a lantern that shines up his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know all the stories are fake, right? Pretty much all my stories are fake. This is research. Robert makes a beeline to the back of the group. He turns around when he notices that I'm not following him. Come on! We can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Charlie. Just act like you belong. Robert slides up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall in step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Oh, God. It's Quinn again. Oh, I'm so sorry for your existence, Quinn. Oh, okay. Hey! It was this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day. It was actually 1692. What? And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road. I'm sorry, who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. This is my colleague, Dr. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I have to do a reference? This is bad. This is my... Ghost came out in 1990. Let's do that. Because I think that's when the movie Ghost came out. Dr. Prescott, paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new book. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. A couple of people in groups start nodding. Man, Robert is good at this. Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way. Oh, they've definitely been here, standing next to me. I've been standing next to them the whole time. Oh, thank you, random lady who I do not know. As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour. Man, didn't know that about Matt. Wait. Charlie, come on. The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered. Thank you for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to our next haunted location. Robert and I, Mary, follow the group down the street. Oh, that tour guide shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if you make it to the final location. I turn to Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time.
That's the good stuff.
Our group arrives at an old, decrepit, colonial-style house. A quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour circuit call me Tour Master Quinn. I am a DJ, a trivia master, and a part-time actor. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vaudevillian mime work. Tour Master Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was wildly popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of a Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliams's Courtship, and The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Barclay. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic, which is what I see up top right now, where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work.
So sad.
I commiserate and still want to make fun of Quinn in so many ways. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. Little known fact, it was murder-suicide. I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. She didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down censored version that they teach you in school. But if you can handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we, I think everyone would much rather hear what the world-renowned ghost historian has to say. Right, everybody? The group? I should not be so happy when I hear Quinn going, I'm so sad. This is a topic we cover extensively in our book. Dr. Prescott, would you care to tell his story? Rev something highbrow, go with something I know, rely on amazing improv comedy skills. Oh boy. He said to keep it low key. Go with something I know. In the 19th century, Dorothy Pembridge was credited for protecting New York City from potentially world-ending paranormal forces. Despite her success, her ragtag groups of ghost hunters were disbanded by government officials. However, after learning that the ghost of Vigo the Carpathian has taken interest in her son, her and her ghost busting friends launched a mission to defeat the ghost and once again save New York City. Hey, isn't that the plot to... No, it's not. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. Ha ha! What an interesting story. Now I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm bored. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exorcise your demons if that's what you're looking for. Don't write checks your dick can't cash, kid. His eyes goes wide and Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. When you've known Rob for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sure, Mary. Good man. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. Take it sleazy, fellas. God help that poor soul. Mary or the kid? Both. Our last stop, the burial ground, is such a hotbed of horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharfman, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? By this point, the tour guide's clearly irritated with us. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to this cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing. This is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons of paranormal history. I know every ghost in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over to me and smiles. Would you folks care to hear the tale of how Prescott and I met? No! The entire group shushes the tour guide. Fine, tell your story. It was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back, I was just frig. Wait, back then I was just Carnival barker. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. Living free and easy with the circus folk. They were always kind to me, took me in when I was young, but I knew I needed something more. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Beat by accident, but little did I know that this city had a dark side. Now, at the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, the EVP machine, all that. Wait. Yes. Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. The tour group gasps. Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place is highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman. The wailing ghost of the wharfman. Whatever. Your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask, but the Dover ghost. Tell him, Prescott. So, there I was, walking back to my hotel after a long day of... I gotta stick with my story. Running the dunk tank. I had finally worked my way up from the ticket taker to the dunk tank technician. I sat on that stand for hours on end, but nobody would ever hit the target. Trade secret. It was rigged. We didn't use actual water. Anyway, after a long day of yelling myself hoarse, I found myself walking past this very cemetery now. I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. Thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after an hour, things went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we could hear a single word. Run. The air went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant, scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening, like some kind of demented howl. And I felt it. Something grabbing my ankle. Robert has the whole crowd, hook, line, and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. One was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. Okay. As far as I know, this is the first... No, maybe he mentioned the daughter in the last date. I can't remember. But this is the first time I remember him specifically talking about a daughter. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but I knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment that I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by... God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like and tried to put one together. The arms were too long, the eyes were red. It was like a walking shadow. What did I do? I did what any good person would do. I lunged for... Shoot, what was his fake name again? McSturgis. Oh, shoot. David... Was it Daniel? I remember the McSturgis part. Shit. Shit, I should have been paying more attention. Dr. David McSturgis. Dr. Daniel McSturgis. It wasn't Davis. I think it is Daniel. Daniel. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug-of-war with the unholiest of forces. I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept on me fell out of my shirt. And to this day, I remember what passage it opened up to. Oh, frig, I don't know my passages. I don't, Ha ha ha, Austin 3:16. Ha ha ha. I don't know my passages at all. Let's pick something nice. Blessed is he that readeth, and they hear the words of his prophecy, and they keep those which are written of him, for it is a time at hand. I have no idea where Robert pulled that verse from. With a horrifying growl... Oh, Robert read that. Duh. The entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed onto the ground exhausted. We were covered in blood. That damn creature clawed in my chest and got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. And that's how I got this scar. I followed George and Mathers to the ends of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists, and threw our equipment across the room. But I had never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same, and neither was I after that. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith, but I came out of that experience a better man, a better friend. And we've been brothers ever since. The tour gives a round of applause as Daniel, or Robert, and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I smell the cologne on his neck. Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little long on the hug. The tour guide seems to have bonded. He's even wiping a tear from his eyes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's an honor to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book. No, do not say Supernatural Ice Road Ghost Truckers. I saw a demon. The shocking true story of seeing a demon. I mean, I know that he likes... Shoot, I don't know. I feel like that one's... I know that he likes Ice Road Ghost Truckers, but at the same time, I'm convinced that if I say that, that's an obvious, like, telltale kind of thing, like the Ghostbusters was. I'll try this one. Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one. Well, I think you both definitely earned your t-shirts. The tour guide hands us the coveted shirts. He then slips us both his business card and leans in. If you guys are ever in need of a professional actor, balloon animal activist, Elvis impersonator, or nude model, do not hesitate to contact me. You got it, buddy. After a couple tourists take selfies with us, we split away from the group and walk home. That was incredible. I really can't believe they bought all of that. I didn't know you had it in me, Dr. Prescott. That bit about the pocket Bible was aces. Although giving the Dover ghost glowing red eyes was a little cliche. And the Kubrick conspiracy theory bit wasn't? All a part of the character. Well, we got the shirts out of it. We arrive in front of Robert's house. Want to have a drink? Is that even a question? Mary said, don't leave him alone. I'm okay with that. Is that even a question? Robert, how long have you known me for? Do you really think I would just turn down the opportunity to share a fine alcoholic beverage with my treasured and friend and accomplice, Mr. Bobbert Small? If you ever call me Bobbert again, I will kick you in the shins. Then you can expect an angry phone call from my orthopedist in the morning. Bobbert. Oh, Robert just laughs and starts unlocking the door. My shins live to die another day. Robert leads me inside. I can't help but think about what Mary said. Robert did seem a little bit off, but that completely disappeared when we were joking around with the ghost tour. I don't know, he's hard to read. While I'm thinking, I hear claws skittering across the floor. Oh man, it's his football. I'm gonna get torn to shreds. Apparently this is the dogs episode? I shut my eyes and brace for impact. Betsy, be nice! I don't feel anything but tiny paws at my shoes as I open my eyes. Betsy? Mm-hmm. Robert's dog jumps away from me, running in circles and sniffing his legs. He pats her on the head. Hey, that's not a pit bull. That is the cutest, dumbest Boston Terrier I have ever seen. Betsy, you are not a pit bull, and you were not taken by the Dover ghost. Betsy's made of tougher stuff than that, ain't you, girl? Betsy rolls over for some well-deserved belly rubs. I just keep a picture of a large pit bull in my wallet, for comedic emergencies. We make our way to the living room. For a quiet man with arguably the oldest pickup truck that can be legally driven, his place is amazing. There are sleek, modern appliances throughout the room, with a big flat-screen TV on the wall. He has shelves upon shelves of DVDs. Guess he wasn't lying about being in the cinema. He pours us both glasses of whiskey from a well-stocked bar in the corner, while Betsy curls up on a pile of cushions. So, how did you really get that scar? And don't tell me you got it fishing for Alaskan king crabs in the Bering Sea or something. You trained me too well. Robert laughs and takes a sip of his drink. My daughter and I were riding our bikes. I hit a rock, flew over the handlebars, and then we went to the hospital, and that was it. Not an interesting story. I've never heard you talk about your daughter. Well, I have one. That's her. He pointed at a picture on the wall of a very serious little girl with dark eyes. Yeah, that is definitely Robert's daughter. How old is she? 25, 26, I'm not sure. Does she live around here? Nah. Val lives back home in Brooklyn. Works at some new media online magazine things. Makes buckets, though. He suddenly seems really serious, and I probably should impress him about it. You like Santana? I mean, yes. Great. Robert puts on Santana and then takes a seat on the couch next to me. He suddenly downs his drink in one gulp. Hey, you alright? Robert leans in and kisses me, the taste of whiskey burning my lips. I'm surprised, but I slowly relax into his arms. He pulls away slightly, his lips barely brushing against my mouth. I am now. I can't say anything. I best manage a sigh. Robert leans in and kissing me harder. He pulls my bottom lip in between his teeth and lies us both down on the couch. He kisses a trail down my neck, his teeth grazing my skin. Wait. It's not that. It's not that. Robert bites down and I have to stifle a moan. Stop! Robert stiffens up and pulls away. No biting? No. I'm more than okay with that. Something is up. Robert runs his hand through his hair and looks away. I'm fine. I've just been stressed out and tired. Not a big deal. What do I do? I don't know what to do. I feel I want to be his friend, so I need to know what all of his demons are. Listen, I want this as badly as you do, but I know something's wrong. I need to make sure you're okay. Robert stares at the ground. You don't know me that well, Charlie. I'm not a good person. He takes a deep breath. I spent my life only taking and taking and taking. Here I am, an old broken man sitting on top of a pile of everything I've ever taken, alone. I want you to know, but you don't have to keep hiding under fake stories and acting like you don't have feelings. He sighs. It's Val. She's visiting tomorrow and she wants to patch things up. Are you? I'm sorry, but is this a bit? No. When was the last time you saw her? 3, 4, I think. Months? No, as in last time when she was 3 years old. Years. I sit up straight. Oh, jeez, Robert. Okay, what happened between you two? I don't want to talk about it. We sit in silence, neither of us wanting to look at each other, both of us unsure of what to do next. Fine. Things were already bad. I cared about her, and I always did, and things just got in the way. And before I knew it, she was leaving for college and wanting nothing to do with me. Marilyn and I moved out here to settle down. We thought it would help to get away from all the distractions and the money and the drinking, but then temptation gets to you. I tried to be better, but I couldn't. And then the accident changed everything, and I think every day about how she must have died hating me. I never became the better man that she wanted me to be, the one that she always saw in me. She was the last thread that Val and I had connecting us together, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that when I lost my wife, I was gonna lose my daughter too. Robert, I spent so much time chasing after things that I thought were gonna make me happy that I ruined my only real chance at happiness, and now my wife is dead and my daughter hates me. And then I convinced myself that this was going to make me happy. Why do I even try anymore? I'm so sorry. I know how hard it is to... No, you don't. How could you possibly know how this feels? You did everything right. Your daughter loves you. You're a good person. I was a terrible husband and a worse father. I have no idea why she's even bothering to contact me now. I know I'm just gonna fuck it up like I always do. I'm broken and I shouldn't even go. Robert puts his head in his hands. I can't just walk away and let him be a miserable pile of secrets. If I tell him what he wants to hear, he's just gonna kind of keep that bottled up. Nothing will change until you do. Robert pauses and looks at me. There are a lot of things in my life that I regret, that I wish I could take back and do over, and it hurts to know that I can't. But what I can do, and what you have the privilege of doing tomorrow morning, is to wake up and try to be a better person than you were the day before. Things aren't going to fix themselves tomorrow or the next day, or patching things up with Val isn't going to solve all your problems, but nothing is going to change if you don't. And you can't love anyone else until you stop hating yourself. And you're right, I don't know you that well, but you have the same capacity for that good that we all have, and I know you can find it, and Val is giving you a chance. Don't waste it. But Robert, listen, it's gonna be okay. But I lean over and embrace Robert, pulling in as tightly as I can. He buries his head into my shoulder and hugging me back. It's gonna be okay. I place my hand on the back of his head and stroke his hair. And he shudders and I realize he's crying. Thank you. We stayed there for a while holding each other, and we eventually just drift off to sleep. Damn. How did that go?
That was really special.
That was really special. Knife Dad. Okay, I feel like... I'm not sure if that's actually the good ending for Robert or not. We'll find out, I guess, in a little bit. If I just say, you ask too many questions. Who do you think you are, my daughter? For literally my entire life, yes. I'm kidding, you're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell you're bad at battle lying. Amanda Demeter. Paranormal Ice Road Ghost Truckers. Alright.
Yes.
Mac and cheese. Alright, Pablo's good. I walk over to Mary, having a lively conversation with Amanda. Listen, kid, you're gonna need some real life skills out there if you're gonna make it out in the streets. I'm going to college. Same thing. Look, I know you're not old enough to drink. Right. And I know you're smart enough to not drink until you're of legal age. Uh-huh. But hypothetically, if you were to drink, I would behoove you to drink a glass of water between rounds. Got it. Hypothetically.
Hey.
And if you wake up with a headache, all you gotta do is take a jar of pickles and drink pickle juice. You're gonna be fine. What's going on here? Girl talk. Mary turns her back to Amanda. Now let me tell you about how to deal with a bad roommate. First thing to know, you get straight A's if they die during the semester. Mary! Relax, it's a myth. Supposedly. Against my better judgment, I leave them be. Huh. I don't think I recognize the girl by the snack. This is Val. Oh, snap. Hi, I don't think we've met. Oh, we've met years ago. What? Oh, we met years ago, and I'm here for my revenge. You're Robert's kid, aren't you? Spot on. I guess that makes you Charlie, huh? Yeah, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad Robert brought you along. He promised there would be some free food, so that's hard to pass up. And, look, I don't know you, but can I get real with you for a second? My old man is a real closed book, you know. Me and him, we go a long way to go. We got a long way to go. You can't erase decades of neglect in a week, but you sure can get tired of staying angry about it. That kind of bitterness is poisoning, I think. And I'm too young for that. Anyway, lately he's been better, and between him shaving and how much he talks about you, I get the feeling that you have something to do with it. So, thanks. Robert means a lot to me. And I'm glad he's getting better. Just keep an eye on him, okay? Or else. Or else what? I'm kidding. Or am I? I don't know why I'm like this. It runs in the family. Amanda trots up to the conversation. Hey, I love your necklace and your hair and just your whole vibe is so cool. Thanks. I like your jacket. My girlfriend collects pins too. Oh, this is my daughter Amanda. Amanda, this is Robert's daughter, Val. Nice meeting you. I heard you were a photographer. Aspiring photographer. I'm going to school for it. You take pictures? Yeah. Yeah? Then you're a photographer. Welcome to the business. Val hands Amanda a business card. If you're ever looking for internships, shoot me an email. Anyway, I need to go make friends with that woman over there who's dual-wielding wine glasses. Catch you later. Val walks away. Oh, she is so cool. She gave me her business card and she touched my hand. Congrats, you just networked. I'm a regular business lady now. Quarterly projections, stock market, synergy. While you're making a fortune as a businesswoman, I gotta keep this party going. Catch you around, Pops. Let's see here. It's so weird that... It's so weird, yeah, it's so weird that this thing doesn't work out. Like when I go to other people's stuff, it's just so weird.
Hey. Yes.
Icebox cake. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat next to Robert. The sun is setting and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Hey. Hey. I haven't heard from you in a bit. How you been? Oh, I'm great, never better. We gotta get together sometime, maybe watch the game or something. Yeah, that sounds cool. Come on, Robert, give me something more than that. Like, let's have fun like we used to. Let's have fun like we used to. Robert places a hand on my thigh. I mean, we could have fun. Not like that. I pull away from Robert and look him in the eyes. Robert, I miss you. Okay. Robert gets up. I'll see you around. He walks away. Alright, so that's, I guess, a bad ending with Robert then. Damn. Okay.
Dad.
It's gonna be hard at first, but this is the next chapter in our story, and I would be nervous about it, but I know you're always gonna be looking out for me the same way I'll always be looking out for you. Team Shepherd. Alright, so that's a bad ending with Robert, I guess. Wonder what you have to do to get a good ending then. Probably too late now, but I reckon I'd have to go back and do like everything all over again. I don't know. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so back to title screen. So I guess I got a bad ending with Robert. That's too bad. Or maybe there isn't an ending. I don't know. Oh well. Yep. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that was interesting. I have been streaming for a while already. Wow. Okay. I will see everybody in the next time. What's there? Robert's is still... Oh, Robert's is still dark. That's sad. That makes me sad. So I guess I'd have to, like, restart the whole thing over again and probably do things better. Would be my guess for Robert. Man, oh well. That's okay. You know, you can't always get them. You can't get them all. That sounds really terrible, and I'm sorry. But, yeah, I mean, at the very least, you know, we definitely felt a connection. And so, it's going to be up to him to decide in the future if we want to be friends or more than friends. And at the same time, when I was like, no, I wonder if that affects things. But, you know, that's how you learn. Alrighty. Until next time, I'll see you later.